Hi, my name is Jeff Mietus, and I'm the PGA Director of Golf here at Glen Oak Golf Club. And I'm here today to talk to you about putting and how to make yourself a better putter. There's three simple things we need to do to make a putt. First, we need to get the read right. So we need to follow the contour of the green and guess how the ball is going to roll over the hills and judge that. That comes with experience. There are some tips I can give you to help. Secondly, we need to get the line right. So we need to start our putt where we want it to start. Make sure the blade of our putter is aiming where we want it to go. The ball is going to go wherever your putter face is aimed at impact. There are no hooks and slices in putting. Wherever your blade is aimed at impact, that's where the ball is going to go. And third and most important is controlling our speed. The most important part of making a putt is having the correct speed. If you had a breaking putt, you could make it on many different speeds. So you pick a line and match your line to your speed. I'm going to give you a couple drills today that'll help you become a better putter. The first drill we have today is a chalk line. I apologize if you're colorblind. I have a red chalk line. I found a straight putt on the golf course on the practice green here. I have a red chalk line on the green putting green. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get in my golf posture. Typically my golf posture is a little bit of a wider stance. We want to have a solid base. We don't want to have our narrow stance as we would with a chipping shot. Here we have a little wider stance. Next we have the ball in the center of our stance or slightly forward of center. You don't want the ball too far forward. You don't want the ball too far back in our stance. Putters typically have 3 to 4 degrees of loft to help you get the ball rolling, but if you put it too far in the back of your stance, you're going to de-loft the putter and you won't get a good roll. So I put it about in the middle of my stance, a little bit slightly forward. I line up the lines on my putter to the line on the chalk line so I know it's a dead straight putt. I make sure that my eyes are either over the ball or slightly inside the ball, and then I just take an arms and shoulder stroke. The problems I see with most players is they'll be wristy. They'll create another lever, which is another variable in distance control, and it's hard to control the blade. And the other fault I see very frequently is lower bodies or upper bodies moving. Good putters are locked in. I like to feel if my butt's against the wall, it's not going to move. My knees, everything below my waist isn't going to move at all while I make my putting stroke. It's just an arms and shoulders motion. Poor putters, the knees will move, the lower body will move, the shoulder will move, they'll drift with the putt. So one way to solve that is feel like your lower body's very stable and then just listen for the putt to go into the hole. So once again, I line up the lines on my putter, square the line on the green, get my good ball position. The other key is maybe have the handle either even or slightly forward. If the handle of your club is behind the ball, your adding loft is very difficult to hit a good shot. And putting, you need to hit a good shot like every other shot. You still want to hit it in the center of the blade. Line it up, look at my target, take a practice stroke to gauge the distance. Brush the ball in, listen for it to go into the hole. I can make putt after putt on the chalk line. I'm reinforcing very good habits and I'm learning to square up my blade to my target. It also gives me a tremendous amount of confidence when I'm putting. Next we'll go over and I'll show you a great drill for controlling your speed. We talked earlier about how speed is one of the most important factors in holing a golf putt. And one of my favorite drills for learning to gauge the speed is putting to the collar of the green. What I'm trying to do here is roll my putt as close to the collar on the green as possible without having the ball touch the collar. Why this is so good is because I become completely engrossed in speed. I'm not worrying about the line, I'm not worrying about the break, I'm just trying to gauge the speed. So I'll take multiple golf balls and hit putts towards the collar, and after each putt I try to judge whether I've hit it too hard, too soft, or just right, and that way I can engage the speed of the greens. That was pretty good. I'd like to probably hit the one just a tiny bit harder. When I say harder, I just take a little bit longer stroke. If you keep doing this, you will completely get the speed of the greens that you're working on. Every course you play, every day will have different speeds on the greens. This is a great way to warm up for your round and be prepared for the day. If you have any other questions, please see your local PGA professional. Thank you.